Hello, welcome back. So after giving it some thought, I realised that maybe some people might not be technical and they would use the other elements of Pattern Lab. So I thought I'd give that a test today. So what I've done is I've created a new folder and I'm going to create a website that's going to be about like paired programming. So I've created a very simple index page to get me started, and I just threw in a paragraph and set up SAS watch folder, and it's importing the text there. So if we just open this up, you can see that our text is there. So I got the pattern library running. So I thought today we'll have a look at this. So last time I used Pattern Lab and I created an import within here. This time what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, hey, show me the information and then show me the rendered HTML. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to copy this here and then I'm going to paste it in to my index page under here. So there we go. So that gives me the markup for our header. Just going to reformat that a bit. One thing I noticed already is could probably already in my pattern library I should probably add some comments into the code. So here might be an idea to have start of user login form. That way then anybody that isn't quite technical can then hopefully see a little bit more clearly what the code's doing, and that would be finish of user login form. So adding in these just little code annotations, I think make it a lot easier rather than having form. So then this would be start of search form. So straight away that's something that we can do to improve it. So I'm going to want to add, what do we want? The Jumbotron. So we'll click on HTML and we'll add the Jumbotron in next. So that's going to be after our header. And then I had the 4 video after that. And then lastly we followed that up with the footer. So now we can place a footer in, save that, and very quickly you can see everything's styled green because I just set the colour to green, and everything's in place now, and all I need to do is just change the markup accordingly and add any sort of styling that I need. So here now I was having trouble trying to do the JSON, but now I don't need to worry about that because it's all just here. So I can change the href, and I can change this now to find programmers. Review my code. We'll change that to here. Interesting that LIs have been rendered like this. It's probably better to have them like that, maybe, or like that. I think most people probably just put their LIs onto one line, to be honest. It's probably worth looking at some of the standards and then adhering to them myself. Like, so home file programmers review code about. So in my SAS, I think it's probably going to be a good idea if we change the header list style to none. There we go. Very good. See, I got rid of the bullet points. Very quickly, I can just start it up. And the other thing was, I had the issue with the text buttons. You can see here, search and search. They both say search. So now that I have them in here, I can just change that. So that one is definitely search. And this one should be login. And there we go. Let's see, it's very quickly starting to come together. I wonder what effect this will have on the header elements. Okay, it affects everything. So what I want to do then inside here, the logo is going to be left, so I'm going to want to do the nav, and I'll float that left. Okay. I'm not the best at CSS, that's for sure. So that one goes with that. That's why. Too many curly braces. So then there we go. So that can very quickly now I just floated everything in the header to the left, and you can see now that's created like a more of a horizontal header. We'll probably need to add a clear fix. Float none. So now I can add that in here, so after my header file, that's a rendered one, so header. So here maybe padding bottom there we go, and we need a bit more. So there we go. Basic page was made in like seconds. Now it's just a case of really messing about with the styling and just changing the odd bit as and when we need it. So let's just take a look at our Jumbotron. So so this is about paired programming. So we can have a Jumbotron that says newest professionals. I just got to check. My spelling on that. Today paired programming would like to welcome to the family. We're going to add in a line break. If I didn't know what a line break was, I can add that into the pattern library. It's probably something I should add in. I should probably mention that to actually get it on a new line you need 2 of them. And then in here I'm probably gonna have, I'll probably need to create a block which will hold people, so we'll add a header 3 and everybody knows Jim. And Jim has 16 years experience with and then I think, why does it keep doing that? And then I think what we're going to need is a list. So in here, let's go and look for a it's going to be navigation. So we're actually going to need this list. Did I do an ordered list? Yeah, so I need to add a list to here as well. Obviously I've only made a few elements, so it can be padded out with a lot more, but to start with, this is a good way of being able to do it. So we use the pattern library and we'll just use all the rendered HTML parts of it to very quickly copy and paste into our project.